Hello, my dear students. Good afternoon. In the last class, means we have studied already completed the theory part of this chapter, that is acids, bases, and salts. Now it's the time to study about the important questions for your board exam. So we are discussing the important questions from this chapter. Okay, these questions they will be that will be helpful for your board exams to get the good marks in your exam. Okay, so let us start with the multiple choice question. After that, we are discussing the short answer as well as long answer questions. Okay. So, my dear students, what you have studied in this chapter, acids, bases, and salts. What you studied in this chapter, mainly we studied about the characteristics of acids and what are acids and how they react with the metals and the reactions with the metals also we have studied, and the bases how they react with the metal, what are the products formed when the acids and bases they react with the metal and non-metal. Then the when the acids they react with the sodium carbonate and sodium hydrogen carbonate NaHCO3. So how they react with the sodium carbonate and sodium hydrogen carbonate. And we studied about the neutralization reaction. What is neutralization reactions and examples for the neutralization reactions, these all we studied. Then how to when the acids they will show the characteristics of the acids only in the water medium, not in the other medium. So these all things we have studied in the acids, about the acids and bases. Then about the salts, what are salts and the characteristics of the salts. And we have studied about the some chemicals which are produced by the salts by using the salt, that is bleaching powder, sodium carbonate and sodium hydrogen carbonate, then plaster of paris. These all things we have studied in this chapter, right? So let us start with the first question, that is 1 mark question, multiple choice question. Okay, so here mainly uh, we are studying the questions that is based on the old question paper as well as some important questions from your textbook. Okay. As the pH value of neutral solution increases, here option A, basic property decreases and number of OH minus ions increases. B, acidic property increases and number of H plus ions decreases. Option C, basic property increases and number of OH minus ions increases. Option D, acidic property decreases and number of H plus ions decreases. Here, the pH of the neutral solution is 7. You know that pH of the neutral solution is 7, and when it is acidic solution, that is having the pH that is less than the 7, that may be 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, that is the acidic solution. If the pH of the neutral solution increases, means it is now it is increasing 8, 9, 10, like this, it is increasing. When the pH of the neutral solution increases, then it will become basic solution. Then it will become basic solution. You know that bases they have the more OH minus ions, right? Here what we can say, basic property decreases. No, basic property will not decrease. Acidic property increases. No, acidic property will not increase. Basic property increases. Yes, basic property increases. Option D, see, the acidic property decreases. Yes, acidic property decreases. So these both are correct, but let us check the next sentence. Number of OH minus ions increases. Yes, basic property increases and number of OH minus ions, they are also increases. So that is correct. So in this sentence, see the second sentence, that is number of H plus ions increases. No, when the number of H plus ions increases, the acidic property of the that solution increases. So this is the wrong sentence. This one is correct. Acidic property is decreasing, but number of H plus ions not increases. Number of OH minus ions increases. So option C is the correct answer. Option C. Next question. The chemical equation that represents neutralization reaction among the following. Which of the following representing the neutralization reaction? What is the meaning of the neutralization reaction here? When the acids, they react with the base, they form the salt and water. They form the salt and water. Okay. Here you have to find out the acids and bases which are forming the salt and water. Barium chloride and sodium H2SO4, sulfuric acid, they are forming barium sulfate and HCl. Here water is not formed in this reaction. Water is not formed. So we can say it is not a neutralization reaction. Here also magnesium chloride is formed, water and chlorine is formed. This is also not neutralization reaction. See this question here, AgNO3 and HCl. So that is giving the AgCl plus HNO3. So this is also not a uh, neutralization reaction, because salt plus water should be formed. Salt plus water. Water should be formed, but in this reaction we can see the, so this sodium hydroxide, it is a strong base, and H2SO4, this is the strong acid. So that is forming the sodium sulfate, that is the salt, and your water is also formed. So we can say that the correct neutralization reaction is sodium hydroxide reacting with the sulfuric acid. So that is forming the salt and water. Next question. Which of the following salts does not contain water of crystallization? Water of crystallization, that is present in the salt, but they are not in the wet form. Okay, so that is called as a water of crystallization. For example, Na2CO3 dot 10H2O. 10H2O. This is the washing soda, but this 10H2O, that is not appeared in the sodium carbonate, but it is not wet. This compound is, that is not wet, that is called as a water. This 10H2O is called as a water of crystallization. Here the bleaching powder, baking soda and washing soda, gypsum, where the water of crystallization is not present. In the gypsum, that is the calcium sulfate hemihydrate, right? Plaster of Paris. So we can see the, when gypsum is that is heated, that we can get the uh, plaster of Paris. When gypsum is added to when the water is added to the gypsum, we can get the plaster of Paris. Here also we can see the uh, water of crystallization. But in the washing soda, in the washing soda also water of crystallization is present, but in the bleaching powder and the baking soda, we cannot find the this water of crystallization. Here in this question, we can say that in the option C and D, in the option C and D both. Okay. Next question. What is formed when the zinc reacts with the sodium hydroxide? when the zinc reacts with the sodium hydroxide, zinc hydroxide and sodium zincate and hydrogen gas, sodium zinc oxide and the hydrogen gas, sodium zincate and water. Here, when the zinc react with the sodium hydroxide, so it gives us sodium zincate and hydrogen gas, plus hydrogen gas is released in this reaction, because when the metal reacts with the when the metals reacts with the base when the metals reacts with the base, they form the when the base reacting with the metal, zinc is the metal, they are forming the salt and hydrogen gas, sodium zincate and the hydrogen gas. Option B. Next question. Tomato is natural source of which acid? Acetic acid, citric acid, tartaric acid, oxalic acid. Here, uh, acetic acid that is present in the vinegar, citric acid that is present in the citric fruits. Here, tartaric acid that is present in the tamarind, and oxalic acid that is present in the tomato. The correct answer is oxalic acid. And just remember that all the remaining acids where they are present in the natural source. Next question. Brine is an aqueous solution of sodium hydroxide, aqueous solution of sodium carbonate, aqueous solution of sodium chloride, aqueous solution of sodium bicarbonate. So this brine solution, brine solution means that is NaCl, aqueous solution of sodium chloride, that is used to produce the chlorine, hydrogen and sodium hydroxide. When the current is passed through this sodium chloride solution, then this chlorine, hydrogen and sodium hydroxide is formed by using some cathode and anode. The correct answer is aqueous solution of sodium chloride. Next question. Na2CO3 10H2O is washing soda, baking soda, bleaching powder, tartaric acid. Here, tartaric acid that is present in the tamarind, and this is not a acid, so this is not a acid, we can say that. And bleaching powder, the formula of bleaching powder is calcium oxychloride, CaOCl2. And baking soda, that is sodium hydrogen carbonate, NaHCO3. So the correct answer is washing soda, that is Na2CO3 10H2O. Next question. Sodium carbonate is basic salt because it is a salt of sodium carbonate, Na2CO3, that is a salt. And it is a salt of strong acid and strong base, weak acid and weak base, strong acid and weak base, weak acid and strong base. Here we can say that sodium carbonate is the, so that is the product of weak acid and strong base. Strong base, that is sodium hydroxide. Okay. So to produce the sodium chloride, Sodium chloride is a salt which is produced by the strong acid sodium hydroxide plus HCl, strong acid. So here this sodium carbonate is the product of weak acid and strong base. Next question. Which of the following statements is correct about an aqueous solution of an acid and of a base? Higher the pH, stronger the acid. Higher the pH, weaker the acid. Lower the pH, stronger base. Lower the pH, weaker base. Okay. Here, higher pH, strong acid. So higher pH means the pH value is 6 or pH value is 5 or more than 7. Then it is not a strong base. Higher the pH, so that is a weak base. Higher, so 1 is wrong. Higher the pH, weaker the acid. Yes, when the pH is high, when the pH is 6, that is near to 7. So that acid is weak acid. So uh, 2 is correct. So we can remove the 1 where the 1 and A and C we can remove because first sentence ಏನಾಗಿದೆ wrong ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು 1 ಮತ್ತೆ A ಮತ್ತೆ C ಅನ್ನ eliminate ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. Then this is the third one. Lower the pH, stronger the base. When the lower the pH, for example, the pH is 8 or pH is 9. So that is not a strong base. When the higher the pH, that is the strong base. So 3 is also wrong. Lower the pH, weaker the base. Yes. When the pH is less, the that is a weak base. For example, when it is having the 8 pH value 8, then it is a weak base. Okay. So what we can say 2 and 4 are the correct one. 2 and fourth one. Check it once again. Higher the pH, weaker the acid. When the pH value is around 6, then that is a weak acid. When it is 1, that is a strong acid. Lower the pH, weaker the base. When it is around 8 or that is the weak base. When it is near around 14, that is a strong base. Okay. Next question. Nettle sting is a natural source of which acid? Nettle sting that is present in the some bees. So they when they ಅದೇನಾಗತ್ತೆ ಕಚ್ಚಿದಾಗ ಏನಾಗತ್ತೆ so they will inject some acid. So which is that acid? Methanoic acid, lactic acid, citric acid, tartaric acid. Tartaric acid is present in the tamarind and citric acid is present in the citrus fruits. Lactic acid present in the curd. The methanoic acid is present in the nettle sting. Correct answer is option A. Next question. A solution turns the red litmus blue. Its pH is likely to be. A solution that turns the red litmus blue. So that is having the pH 1, 4, 5, 10. Here these all are acids 1, 4, 5. So if you take this, so these are all are acids, but that is not possible. When it is a base, so the red litmus that turns the that turns into blue, that is nothing but the uh, base. So in the base only the red litmus turns into blue, that is having the pH value 10. Next question. 10 ml of solution of NaOH is found to be completely neutralized by 8 ml of given solution of HCl. If we take 20 ml of the same solution and solution of NaOH, the amount of HCl solution, the same solution as before, required to neutralize it will be. Here, the 10 ml of solution NaOH, the 10 ml of NaOH is required to completely neutralize the 8 ml of the HCl. Okay. Here, if we take 20 ml of the same NaOH, okay, 20 ml of the same NaOH, if we take 20 ml of the same NaOH, how much amount of the HCl is, same HCl is required? That is double 16 ml. The correct answer is D. Yes. Next question. Which one of the following types of medicine is used to treating the indigestion? So when the indigestion occur, which of the following types of medicines are used? Antibiotic, analgesics, antacids, antiseptic. So here antibiotic that is used again is the diseases of bacterial. Antiseptic is used to cure some diseases or some infections. Analgesics, it should be analgesics, so that is used to some handle the some surgeries. So here antacids are the correct answer. Antacid is used to um, for the treatment of the indigestion. Okay. So till now we have discussed the multiple choice questions. Okay. So let us discuss the long answer questions, short answer questions in this session. Okay. So in the next part we are studying the short answer questions as well as long answer questions. So that will be asked for your exam. So I will mention for each question. So for how much marks it will be asked in your exam. Okay. So let us start with the first question. Name the salts used in the following situation and write their molecular formula. Okay. To remove the permanent hardness of water, to make the drinking water free from the germs, and to support the fracture bones in the right position. Here, three sub questions are there: A, B, and C. Each is for 1 mark. 1 mark, 1 mark, 1 mark. So, totally 3 mark question is for each. It is carrying the 1 mark. Here, to remove the permanent hardness of the water, washing soda is used. What is the formula of the washing soda? Na2CO3 10H2O. Then bleaching powder, that is used to, why bleaching powder is used? To make the drinking water free from the germs. Make the drinking water free from the germs. Here, bleaching powder is used. Calcium oxychloride, CaOCl2. Then to support the fractured bones in their right position. To support the fractured bones in their right position, that is nothing but the plaster of Paris. Plaster of Paris, that is calcium sulfate hemihydrate, CaSO4 dot half H2O. CaSO4 half H2O. Plaster of Paris, that is used to support the fractured bones, that is in the medicinal field, that is also called as calcium sulfate hemihydrate. And bleaching powder, that is used to remove the germs, free from the germs. And washing soda, that is used to washing soda. What is the use of the washing soda? that is used to remove the permanent hardness of the water. Next question. The pH values of 4 solutions are given below, uh, and classify them into acidic and basic solution. Here you have to classify them. Here a solution is given EFGH and pH value 5, 13, 9, 2. You have to classify them acidic and basic solution. E, is that acid or base? So that is the acidic solution, acid, because which is having the pH less than 7. The pH, if the pH value is less than 7, then it is a acid. When it's the more than 7, that is the base. And F is base because pH value is more than 7. Then G, that is 9, that is base, and H, that is acid. Okay. EFGH. Next question. Name the antacid used to neutralize the excess of acid in the stomach. That is magnesium hydroxide, milk of magnesia. That is one of the antacid used to neutralize the excess of acid in the stomach. Okay, the correct answer is magnesium hydroxide. So here, this is all. This is 1 mark question, and for each here, so that is the 2 mark question. Okay, so this is 2 mark question and this is the 1 mark. Totally it is a 3 mark question. Next question. Name the ions responsible for acidic and basic nature of the substance. Here the ions which are responsible for the acidic property, that is H plus ions. When they are in the aqueous medium, they form the H plus ions, and the basic, they are the OH minus ions. OH minus ions are responsible for the basic nature. Okay, that is the correct answer. Next question. Draw the diagram to show the arrangement of the apparatus used in the electrolysis of water and label the graphite rod. Okay. Here you have to draw the diagram that is showing the apparatus, that is showing the electrolysis of the water. Electrolysis of water means water that will split into H2 and O2. Alba? Next question. Actually, this question that is also there in the first chapter, that is chemical reactions and equations. And then name the acid which causes the pain and irritation by the ant sting. What is the pH value of the acid rain? Name the acid which causes the pain and irritation, that is because of the methanoic acid. Methanoic acid. And what is the pH value of the acid rain? Here the pH value of the acid rain is, that is less than the 5.6. The pH value is less than the 5.6, that is called as the acid rain. Here methanoic acid, so that is present in the stings of the that ant. Then the acid rain, that is because of the water pH that is less than the 5.6. Next question. Explain the manufacturing of the bleaching powder. Write any 2 uses of it. Okay. First question. So let us solve this question. Explain the manufacturing of the bleaching powder. Bleaching powder is produced by the action of chlorine. Chlorine, how it is produced? Chlorine is produced by the ಕ್ಲೋರ್-ಆಲ್ಕಲಿ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಕ್ಲೋರಿನ್ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ? ಕ್ಲೋರ್-ಆಲ್ಕಲಿ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್ ಇಂದ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಕ್ಲೋರಿನ್ when it act on the calcium hydroxide that is forming the calcium oxychloride, that is nothing but the bleaching powder. Bleaching powder that is represented as CaOCl2. Here it is produced by the action of chlorine on dry slaked lime, that is calcium hydroxide, CaOH twice. What is the uses of the calcium oxychloride, that is bleaching powder? It is used, bleaching powder is used for the bleaching the cotton and linen in the textile industry, for bleaching wood pulp in paper factories, and for bleaching washed clothes in laundry. For bleaching process it is used, and as an oxidizing agent in many chemical industries. So it is used as a oxidizing agent, and to make drinking water free from germs. When it is used to make the drinking water free from the germs. So these are the uses of the bleaching powder. Then second question is, a strong solution of sodium hydroxide is added to the strong solution of hydrochloric acid. What is the nature of the salt solution formed here? Write the balanced chemical equation for this. When the strong solution of sodium hydroxide NaOH is added to the strong solution of hydrochloric acid, it forms the sodium chloride, NaCl and water. Okay, NaCl, and it forms the water also. What is the nature of the salt solution formed here? What is the nature of the NaCl here? So that is in a neutral. The salts, they are in a neutral condition. Okay, the nature of the salt solution, that is neutral. Write the balanced chemical equation for this reaction. Let us check the balanced chemical reaction. Is it a balanced or not? Sodium is same in the reactant and product, NaCl, and Cl, chlorine is also same, and water, H2, hydrogen is also same, and oxygen is also so. This is the balanced chemical reaction. This is the balanced chemical reaction, and the salt nature is neutral. So like this, you should write the answer for this question. Next question. What is neutralization reaction? Give example. What is the common name of the compound that has molecular formula calcium sulfate half H2O, CaSO4 half H2O? Here, let us see the first question. What is neutralization reaction? Here, when the strong acid react with the strong base, strong acid reacts with the strong base, it forms the salt and water. This reaction is called as a neutralization reaction. When the strong acids react with the strong base, they form the salt and water. That is called as a neutralization reaction. Then, what is the common name of the compound that has the molecular formula calcium CaSO4 half H2O? Here they asked to write uh, the common name. What is the common name? That is the plaster of Paris. The common name is plaster of Paris, the plaster of Paris, and uh, the scientific name is calcium sulfate hemihydrate. Calcium sulfate hemihydrate is the correct answer. Next question. Draw the diagram of arrangement of apparatus to show the reaction of zinc granules with the dilute sulfuric acid and testing hydrogen by burning. Label the following parts: zinc granules and soap solution. So here, how the zinc reacts with the dilute sulfuric acid. So that you have to check with the release of the hydrogen by the burning. Um, then the diagram should be like this. You should this is the very important diagram that can be asked as a 4 mark question. One of the very important question. Okay, very important diagram. ಈ diagram ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ತುಂಬಾ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆ. ಇದನ್ನ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ನೀಟಾಗಿ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಾ? ನೀಟಾಗಿ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೀವು ಇದನ್ನ ಬಿಡಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ಆಸ್ಕ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಯುವರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್. The pH value of A, B, C solutions are 5, 6 and 7 respectively. Which of the following solution is more acidic in nature? Why? Draw the diagram to show the arrangement of the apparatus used for testing the conductivity of salt solution and a label graphite rod. Here, let us start with the first question. The pH values of A, B, C. A, B, C is 5, 6, 7 respectively. Which of the following solution is more acidic in nature? Which of the following is more acidic in nature? Because this A is, which is having the pH 5, which is having the pH 5, that is more acidic in nature because which is having the more H plus ions, and when the pH is less than 7, when the pH is less than 7, when the pH number decreases than 7, like 6, 4, 5, 3, 2, like this, the acidic property also increases. When the number decreases than the 7, then the acidic property increases. You can write like this: when number decreases than 7, the acidic property increases. Or you can write the acidic property increases with the decreasing number. Okay, so like that you can write. So here the 5 is the small number that is compared to 6, that is having the more acidic property. Next question. Draw the diagram, show the arrangement of apparatus used for testing the conductivity of salt solution and label the graphite rod. So this is also one of the important diagram. Yes, look at this diagram. Please practice this diagram with labelings. Okay, so this diagram is used to check the conductivity of the solutions. Next question. Write the molecular formula and 2 uses of each of the following compounds. You have to write the molecular formula and the 2 uses: bleaching powder and plaster of Paris. We know the formula of bleaching powder and uses. Formula of bleaching powder, that is the calcium oxychloride, that is CaOCl2. Then what are the uses of bleaching powder? That bleaching powder that is used bleaching the cotton, linen and textile industry. Mainly it is used in the textile industry, for bleaching wood pulp in a paper factories, and a bleaching washed clothes and in laundry. and as an oxidizing agent in many chemical industries and to make drinking water free from germs. So these are the uses of the bleaching powder. Then what are the uses of the plaster of Paris? Doctors use the plaster of Paris to support the fractured bone in the medical field, and plaster of Paris is used to make the toys and materials for decoration, for making the surface smooth. Okay, so these are the uses of the plaster of Paris. Next question. Compounds such as alcohols and glucose also contain the hydrogen, but are not categorized as acid, describes the activity. Here, alcohols, for example, CH3OH or any alcohol, okay, any alcohol, and glucose, that is C6H12O6, or these all are containing the hydrogen. So, hydrogen, but they are not considered as acids. Why they are not considered as acids? Describe the activity. Here, so for this, you have to take the solutions of alcohol, glucose in a beaker, and take a cork and fix the two nails, cork up to the end, and connect the nails to the terminals of the 6-volt battery through the bulb. When current passes through this, here uh, what you can see, when the current passes through this, you cannot see the that the bulb is what you say, the bulb is not producing the light. Okay, but when, because it is not forming the these alcohols and glucose, they will not form the H plus ions, they will not form the H plus ions, but so they are not conducting the, if the H plus ions are there, they are able to conduct the electricity ಅಲ್ವಾ. H ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತಿತ್ತು, ಇಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಸಿಟಿ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಿತ್ತು ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಆದ್ರೆ H ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ವಾಟರ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ H ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ರೀಸನ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಆಸಿಡ್ಸ್. Next question. Why does distilled water not conduct electricity whereas rainwater does? Why does distilled water does not conduct the electricity? Because distilled water is pure form of water. This do not contain the ions, and no electricity flows in a distilled water. But rainwater contains the dissolved acids and salt in it. Hence, the rain is the conductor of the rainwater is the conductor of the electricity. This can be asked for 1 2 mark question. Why distilled water is not able to conduct the electricity, but the rainwater can. Next question. Why do acids not show acidic behavior in the absence of water? Here, in the absence of water, for example, HCl gas, it is not showing the acidic property. HCl gas is not showing the acidic property. But when it is when it is dissolved in a liquid, so this is showing the acidic property, that is forming the H plus ions. Because for the dissociation of the H plus ions, HCl, that should be form H plus and Cl minus ions. This is possible only in the presence of water. Water is required for the formation of these H plus and Cl minus ions. So, in the absence, in the absence of water, they will not show the acidic behavior. Next question. Yes, here is the answer. Acids do not show acidic behavior in the absence of water because dissociation of hydrogen ions from acid occurs in the presence of water only. Next question. 5 solutions A, B, C, D, E when tested with universal indicator show the pH 4, 1, 11, 7 and 9 respectively. Which solution is neutral here? Strongly alkaline, strongly acid, weakly acid and weakly alkaline. Okay. Here, which one is neutral? Here, this 7, which is having the 7 pH. This is A, B, C, D, E. Okay. A is 4. A is having the 4 pH and B, that is 11. C is B is 1, C is 11, D 7 and E 9. Here, the neutral solution. Which one is the neutral solution? That is D, which is having the 7 pH, that is the neutral solution. Strongly alkaline, which is the strongly alkaline solution, which is having the pH 11, that is the strongly alkaline, and which is strongly acidic, that is which is having the pH 1. B is having the pH 1, that is the strongly acidic. Weakly acidic, which is having the weakly acidic solution. Here 4, 1, 11, 7 and 9 here. That is the 4. Weakly acidic is the 4 compared to these 5. And weakly alkaline. Weakly alkaline yaudu? That is 9. That is E. Weakly alkaline is E. Arrange the pH in the increasing order of hydrogen ions in concentration. Increasing order of the hydrogen ion concentration means we have to write them in basic to acidic. For example, 11, which is having the less H plus ions, then 9, then 7, then 4, then 1. So this is the increasing order of the H plus ions, because in the base there is a less H plus ions, OH minus ions will be more, but in the acids H plus ions will be more. Okay, this is the increasing order. Next question. Equal lengths of magnesium ribbons are taken in the test tubes A and B. Hydrochloric acid is added to the test tube A, while the acetic acid is added to the test tube B. Amount and the concentration taken for the both acids are same. In which test tube will be fizzing occurs more vigorously and why? Okay, so let us see the equivalence of magnesium ribbons are taken in the test tube A. Okay, just imagine this is the test tube A and this is the test tube B. Here, while the acetic acid CH3 COOH, acetic acid is added in the test tube B. Okay, sorry. Test tube HCl is added to the HCl is added to the test tube A, and here CH3 COOH is added to the test tube B. That is in the same amount. Okay, amount and the concentration for both acids are same. In which test tube the fizzing occur more vigorously and why? Okay, so that is the question. What is the answer for this question? Fizzing will occur more vigorously in a test tube A because which contain the hydrochloric acid. Alva, hydrochloric acid irodrinda. This is because hydrochloric acid is the strong acid than the acetic acid. The reaction between the magnesium ribbon and the HCl is faster than the between magnesium and the acetic acid. So because of this reason, the fizzing will occur more vigorously in the test tube. Next question. Fresh milk has pH of 6. How do you think the pH will change as it turn into curd? Explain your answer. Yeah. Um, the fresh milk, so that is having the pH 6. And how do you think the pH will change as it turn into a curd? Okay. Here, the pH of the milk is 6. As it changes into the curd, the pH will reduce during the curd formation because lactose sugar is present in the milk and it is converted into lactose converts into lactic acid, so that the acidic properties so the acidity of the milk acidic property of the milk will increase. So therefore the curd is acidic in nature. The acids present in it decreases the pH. So because of the acid, the lactose in the milk that convert into lactic acid, that acid decreases the pH. Okay. Next question. A milkman adds a very small amount of baking soda to fresh milk. Why does he shift the pH of the fresh milk from 6 to slightly alkaline? Why does this milk take a long time to set as curd? Here, milkman shift the pH of the fresh milk from 6 to slightly alkaline because in this condition the milk is not able to convert into curd. Milk ಹಾಗೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದು ಕರ್ಡ್ ಆಗಿ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. Because of this reason ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, because of the alkaline reason ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, the milk formation will be halted. Sorry, curd formation ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, late ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. This milk is alkaline, adds acids combining with the base and becomes the neutral. Hence it is takes more time to convert into curd. ಅಲ್ಲೇನಾಗತ್ತೆ, ತುಂಬಾ ಟೈಮ್ ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ ಅದು curd ಆಗಿ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ. Because of that reason he is using the next question. Plaster of Paris should be stored in a moisture proof container. Explain why. Why it should be stored in a moisture proof container? Because the plaster of Paris should be stored in that container. Um, if the plaster of Paris absorbs moisture and forms the solids, that is called as a gypsum. So that is forming the strong hard solid, that is called as a gypsum is formed. Because of that, the plaster of Paris should be keep in the container. Here, what is neutralization reaction? Give two examples anta ide. What is neutralization reaction? Already ನಾವು ಈ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಅಲ್ವಾ? When an acid and bases react with each other, so that will give the salt and water. It is termed as a neutralization reaction. When the acid, not only strong acid, strong base ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಇಲ್ಲ. When the acid react with the bases, they will form the uh, salt and water. So that is called as a neutralization reaction. Here examples for this: sodium hydroxide and hydrochloric acid, that is forming the sodium chloride and water, and HNO3 nitric acid and potassium hydroxide, that is forming the potassium nitrate and water. So this is the salt and water. Salt and water is formed in the neutralization reaction. Give two important uses of washing soda and baking soda. What are the uses of the washing soda and baking soda? Very important question here. Two uses they asked. You can write the all the you can practice all the important uses. It is used to glass, soap, and paper manufacturing industries, and it is used to remove the permanent hardness of the water. That is the use of the washing soda and baking soda. Sorry, washing soda. Baking soda is that is used in making baking powder, and baking powder is a mixture of baking soda and mild acid known as a tartaric acid. When it is heated or mixed with water, it releases the carbon dioxide and make the bread or cake fluffy. And for this reason, that is used in the baking. Baking soda is used in a baking, and it is used as a soda acid fire extinguisher. So it is also used in a fire extinguisher. Okay. So this is about the important question answer from the acids, bases, and salt chapter. Okay, if you have any doubts, you can write down in the comment box. If you have any doubts ಇದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಕಮೆಂಟ್ ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರಿಬಹುದು. Okay, thank you, students. We'll continue in the next class. Okay, we are discussing more important questions in the next class. Thank you.